Ladies and gentlemen, Vic and Maura.
Vic and I are pleased to welcome you to the Art Gala. Our life with our son, Mikhail, who has Down syndrome, began with many ups and downs. Pardon the pun. 4 days before Mikhail was born, my mom's younger and only sister had a massive heart attack at just 45 years old. The morning she was buried, Mikhail was born. Some say her caring spirit went right to him. Well, he is pretty caring, so there must be something to the theory. Back in the day, the test for Down syndrome took over 6 weeks. His features simply looked more like his dad's than mine. The news finally came. There were lots of phone calls, lots of questions, and tears. We got into support classes, talked to people we knew who already had been there, done that, those who had carved a path and fought for the things that we take for granted now. A year and a half later, we got a call from Vic's family. His dad's health had gone from bad to worse. We were needed. Within a week, we were packed up and on our way to India. Mikhail attended a program there, and we began to realize that the 1 to 30 preschool ratio, the best in the city, was not going to work for him. Trying to look ahead, we discovered that the kindergarten ratios were 1 to 60 in the class with no aid. Then we got the real wake-up call. The school suggested that he go into a live-in institution. They couldn't accept him. They couldn't accommodate his needs. Coming back to the US, pretty fast I might add, we truly appreciated how much more was available in this country. But still, lots of variety in how people react to Mikhail and to our family. Sadly, many places in our travels and work careers have not been understanding or accepting of kids with special needs. When Mikhail was 6, we hosted a baby shower for his teacher, inviting each child in the class to string 3 beads on a necklace together, saying a wish out loud for the new baby with each bead. Mikhail's turn came. He put on a soccer ball bead, wishing for a baby who would grow up to like sports. The next, he took a shiny bead for the baby to smile lots like me. And then he said, lastly, I pick up this big red bead because I want to make sure the baby has a big heart. Well, the big heart Mikhail has had all through his life is usually taking care of us more than the other way around. When we moved to the Twin Cities, we truly found home. We didn't pick Minnesota by chance. We did our homework, having lots of opportunities in a few major metros, but we needed the best possible fit for Mikhail. Here in Minnesota, the phrase Minnesota nice truly takes on a new meaning for us. It's a genuine level of care and sincerity towards those with disabilities that has made it nice for us. Our son being treated as anyone's son, invited, included, and wanted, has not always been the case in our previous experiences. In 2008, while playing adapted hockey, Mikhail got a spiral fracture to the fibula and was wheelchair-bound for 10 weeks. He was off sports, off everything, for 8 months. My Special Olympics gold medalist in swimming, bowling, golf, basketball, told to do nothing, stuck with mom, dad, and 2 little siblings. It was hard. He was bored most of the summer and topped it all off when he came down with the flu. He was cleared for sports in September, but his first time out, he sprained the fibula again and was told to take it easy for 6 more weeks. By October, he couldn't sleep. He started having mood issues, became incontinent, disoriented, violent, grumpy, and quiet. He couldn't feed himself. He didn't know what a toothbrush in his hand was supposed to do. He got lost between the kitchen and his room. We didn't know what was going on. We solicited help from every doctor we could think of, testing his blood for everything from Lyme's disease to thyroid issues. No results. Everything came back normal. By March, things started to clear up. He was back to normal all summer long, but in October, he got H1N1 flu the week before the vaccine was available. Within 72 hours, the symptoms were back and worse. This lasted through the winter of 2009 with a break, and then again it came again in 2010. We went to the Mayo Clinic. They did a full battery of tests, sleep studies, blood work. They found part of the problem, the West Nile virus caused by a mosquito bite. That summer flu had triggered an encephalitic episode, basically Alzheimer's symptoms, including tragic insomnia. He was getting less than 2 hours of sleep per night, rendering him useless for 4 months at a time. We also found his vitamin D levels dangerously low and started giving major supplements, light therapy, which we continue today. Basically, somehow these two issues had triggered a deviation of a seasonal affective disorder, compromising his immune system and leaving him at the mercy of any germ. Any cold or flu that comes in the house could make us relive those days. But these stories are just a small part of our family's personal journey. Every one of you here has a story, a reason you're here. You want that life, that good life for the ones you love, regardless. So many societies have been told, long told, to ignore, to shun, to hide away anything or anyone that does not fit into their ideal norm. So I tell our story, so it becomes accepted. It's not so very unique from yours. It's the vulnerability and innocence of this community that needs to shine, to show the rest of us that our differences should be embraced and acknowledged, to admit our shortcomings and our imperfections, to embrace our unique realities of life is rather a unique and recent phenomenon, new but luckily catching on. Just imagine how good a life that will and how much that can be a good life. Thank you.
The ARC Greater Twin Cities is a partner with family like ours. I serve on the ARC Board of Directors, and I know I speak for the board and all the volunteers of the ARC in thanking you for coming together tonight for this important cause.